Hey guys, it's Umbreon here, and today's story will be about the time I was in an asylum. For people who have harmed themselves or others. And of course, before I get into the story, I want to say a couple things. The first thing I want to say is trigger warning. This video, it does talk about self harm and a little bit like stuff like that um, obviously. So if you're sensitive to that stuff, or it might trigger you or trigger something, then this is your time to click off, or I'll put in a timestamp of when I'm done talking about how I got to it, like the most part, the bad stuff. Um, so yeah, let's get into the story. Um, all right. So when I was around 9, I wasn't the best kid, to say the least. I was a bit disrespectful to my mother. A bit's an understatement. Um, I I had intense fights with my sister all the time, and not like your normal "she took the last cookie" kind of fights, but fights where like my mother would have to completely separate us into different rooms, or things were gonna get a little ugly. And before I say anything else, I do want to say and point out that at this time, I was on seven different medications at once. So that's always fun. But anyway, back to the story. We were fighting and somehow ended up doing something I really regret. Um, and it scared my mother and my sister way too much. And don't worry, it's not like I hurt anyone, luckily. But I think I almost did. I can't speak for my mindset back then, but it felt like it. Um, but mother was done with my stuff, like my acts and how I was. And at one point, when she was ranting about it to a work friend of hers, the work friend recommended a place that she could take me to help me do better, deal with my own stuff and figure out if there is something else going afoot, the tribute to my actions. So I'm going to call that place Sheps, for legal reasons, obviously. And when I was admitted to it, I wasn't allowed to bring anything else other than the clothes on my back and a personal item of my choosing. But it couldn't be like any form of electronic or anything with sharp edges or anything like that for obvious reasons. And I went with a favorite book of mine. They had a specific copy of it that didn't have any sharp edges or anything, and the nurses were told to keep it at all times. Um, and the first thing I noticed within the first week of being there, that was off my meds. Like not completely, it wasn't instant, but after throughout the first week, they had weaned me off all 7 medications. How they did it in a week, we'll never know. Um, but honestly, I will say, other than being extra hyper and some small mood swings, according to them, I was a good kid. And he has to say according to them because, like, from the first couple weeks of being there, my memory's fuzzy. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I was a pretty good kid without my medication on for the most part. But I won't bore you with the details of specifically what was about every little thing. But what was going on was my medication, all the 7 pills were all mixing together improperly and causing everything about me to just go haywire. Like it worsened everything that I had wrong with me. Um, but don't want to be too bored. Don't want to you didn't come to this video for anything boring about the story. You don't want anything boring, and I think I'm boring. But I will talk about one of my favorite memories there, and it was when I was because you know how they had my favorite book, and that was the personal item I came in with. Back then, I had trouble falling asleep. And so they decided to have one of the nurses come in while I was like ready to go to bed after the medication they were putting me back on slowly, the right ones, and they would read me the book to sleep. Ignore my dog. If you can hear him, by the way. He's gonna be a little loud. Sorry about that. Um, but no, like it was really nice of the nurses to do that to me, to read me this book of mine to sleep. They had no reason to do it. They weren't like told to do it. They just did it on their own fruition, which I'm very thankful for. But that's all about that story I'm going to talk about for now. It's a really hard story to talk about for me. Some bad memories. Also, my dog says it's time to sleep. It's like 3 a.m. He's telling me I need to go to bed. He's all the way downstairs wanting me. So, I'm going to cut it here. I know this is short compared to the last video I posted, but I'm trying to keep these story times shorter. Obviously, the ones with friends will be longer, but I'm trying to keep them within this couple, like, 10-minute max kind of situations. It just makes it easier, you know? So yeah, this is where I want to cut this video. If you want, I'll probably, honestly, without even that, I'll probably make another video talking about just all the amazing moments I can remember about being there. If you want, that could be something I'll probably do anyway, but, you know, it's there. Um, but if you are new to the channel and you do like what I do and like my stories, because this is probably what my channel is going to be about mostly, story times, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and maybe liking the video. But yeah, and if you made it this far into this video, comment down below how you found my channel and found me. Over and out.